Some stories aren't told with words, they're felt. Born in Georgetown, Grand Cayman, Randy Chollette is a self-taught artist whose work moved between realism and abstraction, capturing emotion, culture, and identity in every piece. Recognized early in his career, his style has become unmistakable, defined by bold black outlines, forms that carry both history and meaning. But beyond the canvas, there's something deeper, a perspective shaped by life, by belief, by experiences. Because for Randy, art isn't just what you see, it's what you feel long after you look away. Welcome to Authentic, where real stories meet real hearts. This is your sanctuary. A space for truth, transformation, and tender conversations. Here, we unmask the pressure to reform and lean into who we really are. Whether you're searching, healing, or rising, we see you. You are allowed to look good, feel good, and leave this space feeling bold. So, take a breath, be still, and come home to you. This is Authentic. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Authentic, the show where we speak about healing and everything in between. Today, we are kicking off episode 2 of season 2, where we're talking about entrepreneurship and the creatives in the Cayman Islands. Today, I'm joined by no one other than
Randy Chollette, artist, musician, and artistic director of the Redwood Experience.
and we're talking about art and everything creative. Let's get into it. So, Randy, I want to say thank you again for joining us for the interview, and thank you for joining us on Authentic.
All right, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to get into our questions now. So the first question that I normally ask people in their introduction is, who is Randy? I know that's such a big question, but
Yeah,
you had
because there's Randy the musician, there's Randy the visual artist, there's Randy the martial artist. So it depends on what
version of Randy it
so I guess we're talking about the art, the visual arts Randy.
The visual arts Randy. Yeah. Let's keep it concise then.
No problem. Okay. All right, visual arts Randy.
Yes.
Well, a lot of my work, as you could see, it has movement in it because of my own. The way I look at life, the way I look at everything is through like a universal spiritual lens. You know?
Yeah.
I see humanity before I see anything else. You know? Before anything else, before religion, before philosophy, before the human being comes first for me. You know? And so I put a lot of that in my artwork, but also movement and life, because nature for me is alive. Nature nourishes. We don't live on top of the earth. We live in the earth.
We live in, that's so true. It's the symbiosis of everything. Yes.
Exactly.
I agree.
So in my practice as an artist, movement is a big theme for me. Like movement and flow and balance, and meanwhile still telling the story, the historicals, of historical events, because this came from a black and white historical event, but they didn't have a camera back then, I guess, so they just sketched
they couldn't actually put color to it.
Right. So I tend to put color to a lot of older,
But why is this giving me plantation vibes? I don't know if that's what it is, but it gives me an image of something.
Well, this would be after emancipation in Cayman, around that era, So so plantations were still around. Now, we didn't have the big plantations, but we still had, like, at one point we had the cotton plant, but to a smaller degree. We had cotton here, and then mahogany was a thing for a while, So you definitely get a plantation vibe from that, because it's that era, it's time.
Within that era.
Yeah.
So as you said, in terms of your style or mode of art, it's more encompassing, movement, the human spirit and the soul and all that. I think that is all right, Randy. Off to a good start.
That's good.
Off to a good start. All right. So my second question to you is, and you're a local artist, Caymanian artist.
Yeah.
I want to ask, how has growing up in Cayman shaped your creative voice?
Yeah, through experience, you know, because right now, so I won the biennial.
Yes.
And the piece that I won with was some blocks, right? And those blocks came directly from my past, directly from my childhood. Like when I touched those blocks, like I remember my father, I remember my mother, I remember my community, my neighborhood, because those blocks were such a huge part of my world.
Yeah.
And to find them, they're there in the art. They just appeared in the art, you know. And then I realized, oh wow, that came from my life, but it's now a part of my art.
A part of your art.
Yeah.
I agree. I think a lot of times as artists, you know, sometimes people think it is the you know, people try to create this story, you know, to create their art.
Right.
But
right.
as you said, it comes from literally a lived life, like the experience that you've had before.
Yeah.
So literally, sometimes the art is literally right at the, you know, touch of your finger because it's closer to you than you think.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that it resonates more with people.
Right.
When it's actually comes from an authentic place.
Exactly.
It's good.
And everyone has a story to tell. That's the key to life, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone has a story to tell. And they're all beautiful stories.
Listen, everybody has their authentic story, I always say.
Yeah.
And you just gotta look for it. And also you can't force it. It has to come organically.
Right, exactly.
In who you are.
Exactly.
All right. I like that. All right. So do you feel a responsibility to represent Cayman culture through your art?
No, I wouldn't say I feel a responsibility to. I would just say I do it anyways, I guess, through my lived experience in this environment, you know, because the environment shapes you, what we have as culture, you know, because culture has to do with language, it has to do with food, it has to do with, you know.
Yeah, it encompasses everything within the
So I don't think I really try to do it. I think I do it automatically because so much things that are in culture, it's in my art as well, you know, and I speak on it.
Yeah.
But I like to speak on a universal level as well, you know what I mean? That's why I have the story of, like, you know, our history here in Cayman. But then when I'm speaking about energy and movement then I'm speaking a universal language as well.
Yeah, which connects obviously to the soul and the heart posture, I always say.
Yeah.
So when someone else looks at it, it connects to that part within them.
Exactly. And anything that's limited is not universal.
That is true.
You know?
That is true.
And so
it's the limitlessness of life. I agree. All right, so we spoke about the art, we spoke about the creativity, and we're gonna do a little bit of a flashback, but I want you to take me back a little bit of where you first started, when you actually knew, like, you took up your first brush and you made the first stroke and you're like, well, I might be onto something. Because, you know, a lot of people take up a lot of different professions, doctors, lawyers, the traditional route. But you took the more artistic and creative route.
Right.
What actually influenced or started that journey?
Well, it started from childhood. I always would drawing. Like, even when I went to, like, church with my mother and my aunt, my great aunt, I always used to draw. And even in school, I used to draw a lot. Because I used to have to work before school, so that's the only thing I was interested in after work was just drawing, you know. I was tired to do anything else, but I always did it. And also I started off on rocks, like on any rocks that I could find, and I seen my sister doing stick people. So I copied her doing stick people for a while. Then I used to draw on blocks. I used to draw on rocks, like pretty much everything. I used to have to hide my drawings on the blocks because it was my father's blocks.
Oh, so you'd be like, look at this boy messing up.
Yeah, all his blocks, you know what I mean? So I used to have to, like, pin on one side and then lay him down.
Oh, and lay him down so he doesn't.
Yeah, so he don't see. But I wish you could see me now, you know what I mean? Like, the blocks just got me a whole heap of cash.
Look at me.
So, but I always did it. I just didn't do it. I did it as just a part of life. Like, it was just like...
It came naturally.
Yeah, it was just like breathing. Like, you get up, you pee, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't think about it in terms until later on when I took it serious is when I used to do steel construction. I was in the back. I was like terrible. I'm an artist.
Oh God. Can you imagine an artist be like, oh well, let's listen, the integrity of that building. Oh boy.
I would have to walk across little small beams, hole in metal, right? And I'm like,
this is not me.
this is not me. But one day I got used to it after a while.
Yeah.
But one day I almost fell off. It's a long story. I'll keep it short because it's really my fault. And my shoulder got dislocated, so I was home for a while. And I just remembered, well, hey, people sell paintings. Because all along I've been doing paintings. I give paintings away. And then I say, all right, I'll do one and I'll just sell it. And it sold.
Yeah.
It sold, someone, I can't remember where I showed it, but someone bought it for $500. And I was like,
And you were like, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
$500 in just one day.
In just one day.
Literally.
Yeah.
By just doing what I do effortlessly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that kind of sparked it. But it was because I had to experience not being able to work.
The loss.
To take it serious. I had to go through that injury. I had to go through it to even be at where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I don't think I would, if that didn't happen to me.
You'd probably still continue just trying to do something.
Yeah, like steel construction.
Fit into, just to survive.
Exactly.
I agree with you. And even with authentic and even starting authentic, that's one of the things that I always say to people. And something that I've learned along these years is that the thing that that you're really connected to is a thing that comes effortlessly. It's a thing that you just wake up and you just like organically, that's just who I am.
Exactly.
And life has a way sometimes to nudge you when you're going into another path. Life is like, what you gotta do?
Right.
That whole incident, it had to give you the time for you to do that introspection, to understand that, hey, I'm actually good at something. Let me actually try this. And then and then actually selling the painting actually gave you that gratification and also that reassurance you needed to show that.
And also food money.
Exactly.
I was home for a while.
Because once you can survive doing something, obviously you are more motivated to actually do it. So I agree with you.
Yeah, man.
Powerful story. All right. I mean, a lot of powerful stories starts from an era of loss and recreation and reinvention.
True.
If we think about like the most historical people, most of them go through some grave hardship.
True.
And it's when they're in their lowest moments, they really realize that.
Right.
Yeah. Change is possible. All right. So we spoke about the art, spoke about the creative, we spoke about the blocks, and we spoke about the interesting beams you had to maneuver. Now, my other question is, what does a bad creative day looks like for you?
That painting over there.
It's referring to a piece that's over there in a corner, which I actually wanted in the shot. But out of respect, I was like, okay, fine.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he's saying it's a bad creative day, but for me, it's art. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. But if you had to put it in words, though, because you don't want to show the painting, so if you had to put it in words.
No, it's like, I don't know, it just didn't, I did 4 or 5 paintings on that one canvas, and I just couldn't, it just couldn't work. It wasn't flowing, it wasn't, I was trying to force it, and it still didn't work, because sometimes I could use my technicality. So flow is one thing, right?
Yes.
The technical part is another. It's good when they're merged, but if you have just flow without technical, you still get a painting, but you want a little technicality.
You want a little contrast. Yeah.
But if you just have technical, then it's too mechanical, it's too forced, it's too robotic. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I found that the flow wasn't there when I would touch that canvas. Like at no time, I just was trying to be technical, and I love balance. It didn't feel like me. Yeah. And so nothing I did, or over the months actually trying to just put something on this canvas, it just didn't work. So that's why I had to just, pull it, give it to the elements.
Yeah, set it aside.
And start afresh. Yeah. So that's why it's out here, that just the elements couldn't enjoy it.
But I mean, that's a true definition of a real artist, because your work actually is an extension and a representation of who you are. And you want to, after you've created a piece, or even if you sold it, you still want that, within your gut to be like, okay, I'm confident that somebody can associate that to me.
Yeah.
But if you're not, if you don't feel very confident in it, I get that.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And the thing about me, I have to do my best, I have to. So if I feel like this is not my best, it's hard for me to just put that out because I have to put my best.
Yeah.
Now, if I put my best out and why did a person like it or they don't, that's up to them. I'm fine with that. But I know for me, I did my very best.
Yeah. And once you're satisfied with it, it's the peace of mind to just say, I release it to the world.
Yeah.
Now let it do its own thing.
Exactly.
All right. It's beautiful. Balance between everything within the creativity, the inspiration, and, your own story. So we're moving on to the business aspect of it. And as I said, this is season 2, and we're talking more of the entrepreneurial side, young creatives, because I've met a lot of young creatives and I've spoken with them and, the creative nature. And I know with every creative business, there are struggles.
Yeah.
So my other question to you is, what is one of the hardest parts of being a creative in the Cayman Islands?
Being underestimated by a lot of times we're just that guy down the road, Nothing guy, he's too close to be great, or she's too close to be great, or she's too close to be. Yeah. We underestimate each other. Now the support, I guess, the gallery, like the National Gallery is a huge support and a huge, because they help push the artists, and it's like a venue where you could work towards getting your art there, and it's for the country,
Yeah.
But the support overall, I think, is hopefully it gets better over time.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
Yeah, everything changes over time.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that comes with, as you would say, it's difficult to be in a creative space with people who do not understand the vision.
Right.
And that's usually artists stick with artists.
Right.
Musicians stick with musicians.
Right.
Because to the average person, they can't hear the notes. They don't know what the goes into the whole process.
And sometimes artists have to like die for people to recognize, this is...
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, his work is now, top value.
But why did he have to die for you to see that or he or she is amazing? When he or she was alive, they were amazing when they were alive.
I mean, that's just human history. Look at Martin Luther King. Yeah. I mean, he was fighting for the dream, and after he died, everything started changing.
Exactly.
And that's just one. I think that's just one of the ways of the universe.
Yeah.
Where it's like a sacrifice has to be given before change is actually inflicted. So even with yourself, and even going back to the story when you said you had, you actually fractured your shoulder, you had to suffer that loss.
Yeah.
You had to sacrifice that job. You have to sacrifice not having an income for you to be reborn, and that rebirth of the artist.
Right.
So it's just a natural evolution of life. But I totally understand you on that.
True. We do have collectors, and which is, once the artists have a few collectors, the collectors keep us stable throughout the years, because a lot of collectors, they come and they buy like 10 pieces one time, and it's like you get a big sum of cash one time, which is great, but then you have to starve
until the next.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the collectors are always a huge support to artists, I just wish the general public would really understand, what art brings to us as a civilization, or as a community, the real impact of art, even within the art itself, because every day, or like as we speak, you have different pollen in the air that's not going to be necessarily in the air tomorrow, like how it is today, right? Yeah. All of that get trapped in the painting. So this is like a time capsule.
It's a part of history,
So days are trapped within this.
Within the timeline,
Yeah. Right? Because every day have a different amount of pollen, different amount of salt in the air, different amount of this, right?
Yes.
That all get trapped in the painting.
So literally, it's a time capsule.
Yeah.
I agree.
So you see, it has so many different levels, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I love that perspective. And that goes back to obviously pre-civilization too, when they had the cave markings. I mean, that's where art started.
Exactly.
When our, the pre-civilized,
the cave paintings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our ancestors usually did that, and they use art as a way of telling our history.
Oh yeah.
Telling the story, you know. And now, obviously, it's modernization and colors and all these other things are into play. You know, it evolves the industry. So my other question to you with that, since we're on that aspect, how do you balance your passion with making a living? Because, you know, there's an aspect of producing, you know, work, following your passion, but also being commercialized. How do you balance those two?
Well, so I have some commercial work. They're more commercial than the contemporary stuff, right?
Yeah.
So those, and I do prints as well too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do prints.
So there's a balance between the actual passion, you know.
Yeah, it's a way to make a living from the contemporary, the more you know, gallery type work.
Yeah.
Than the more like stuff that you put on prints and you could sell to tourists and like the old time traditional Cayman house, and like this is close, but this still has a more abstract feel, right?
To it.
Yeah,
that is correct.
So I have ones that you definitely see. It's the ocean, is a tree, and I do prints for those for more commercial. But like the works at the gallery, if you go by the gallery or you come to my show, you can see the more contemporary works.
So what I'm getting from what you're saying is it is the diversification, but also moving with the times type of theme in order to obviously to survive as a modern day artist. Because you know a lot of artists are stuck to their ways, and I get it. They want to preserve.
And it depends on the environment too. You see what I mean? Because like it depends on what environment they're in. If you're in a city and you want to stick to your ways, all right,
there's someone in there who's gonna want
because there's the amount of people that's in cities, right? But like if you're in a smaller environment, you have to like know your environment.
Read the room.
Right.
Read the room. Exactly. And provide a service that is actually needed.
Right. Exactly.
I agree.
And that's the business part of it.
That is the business aspect of it. Of actually being calculative, strategic, and providing, you know, what currently the market needs.
Exactly.
All right. I hope my young folks are listening. All right. So we're moving on to the other aspect of my question, which is, how has being an artist affected your relationship with yourself?
It made me explore myself more and question myself a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Especially when I'm doing the process of painting. Why this color?
Yeah.
Why this color here? You know?
Yeah.
Why this line? Why this circle?
Yeah.
You know? Why am I putting in a horse?
And what does it mean to you?
Right.
Yeah.
So I have to go really deep into myself and question myself. Why am I doing this? You know? And once I find purpose, I find it flows easier. Once I find, this is why I'm doing this. This is what satisfies me about this painting. What it brings when people see it, the feeling that people have when they see it, or you know?
Yeah.
But I question myself all the time, every step of the way. Why this? Why that? And if I don't have an answer for myself, I probably like to put it, you know? And I can put the color there.
You ain't gonna put it there.
No.
Because it has to have some sort of meaning.
Yeah. There's reason behind it, you know?
I agree. All right, so I'm gonna just follow up on that question. When someone looks at your art, step into a gallery, you know, they see a piece, whether it's a print, whatever it is, what would you like them to get from it?
The experience.
Okay.
I want them to experience it in an authentic way, you know, where not what people say about it or what people think it is, but what they actually experience it as for themselves.
So it's left to their own interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like beauty in the eyes of the beholder type of thing.
Yeah, because sometimes, I know what I put there. I know why I put it there.
What your intentions are, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes people, they see things I don't even see. I mightn't even realize,
I agree.
So
I agree. We all have different experiences, and it shapes our perspective on the world and our outlook.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting too. Yeah. I find it extremely interesting.
Yeah, because you have 10 people looking at the same thing, and all of them have a different perspective on it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the beauty of being human.
Exactly.
No one is ever alike. We're all different and unique in our own ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move on to one of our more incremental questions within our interview. The show is called Authentic. And I don't think it'd be fair without me asking you, what does authenticity mean to you? And I know it's
effortless being. I'm a human, I'm a being, but it's effortless being. It's just being. Know yourself, be yourself. Not saying you can't, because learning is a must. We learn every day. We improve and we, but just to be, like, enjoy the moment, enjoy where we are right now. Just be.
Just flow.
Just flow, just
ebb and flow. Right there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an effort. It shouldn't be a thing. I'm pretending to talk like this, or I'm pretending to walk like this, or pretending to be this. No. What you see is what you get. I love to laugh. I love to joke.
Yeah.
I'm professional when it calls for it.
Yeah.
I'm strategic when it calls for it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm business minded.
Yeah.
But I love to laugh and I love to joke.
Yeah, and you're human.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And I'm just gonna add a little bit to that point. And that's something that I practice even in my own personal life. And I always say to people, like, the greatest thing you could ever do in this life is be yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be nobody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So we're approaching to the end of the interview, and we've done the art, we've done the inspiration, we've done the story behind it, we've done the lessons, and we spoke about the business. But if you had to leave one thing with my viewers from the entire interview, what would you say to them? What would be your message to all the young artists, aspiring artists, thinking about the music, fashion, whatever creative field they're in, and they're wondering, should I do this? Should I take the first leap? Is anybody going to like it? What would be your message to them?
Yeah. If you feel a passion to do art, if you feel a calling to do art, like, I mean, in everything, you will get challenges.
Yes.
But in everything. So you have to push through. You have to, if you really resonate with art, you have to push through everything for the art, and until you get to a point where it's like, it's just a part of you, where you don't have to push or pull or do anything else.
It just comes organically.
Yeah, it's just a part of you, and I find if you just continue to do it authentically, know why you're doing it, because for me, my art is I have purpose for my art, and that gives it a different type of, I don't know, it resonates different because it has a purpose to help humanity, to heal, just to do good,
Yeah.
And have a purpose. Know what you're painting. Have your concepts down and push through no matter what. Keep drawing, keep painting, keep doing it until you reach whatever desired goal you see for yourself.
Well said. Well said. Well, you guys heard it from the man himself, Mr. Randy, visual artist, Caymanian artist, and we spoke about art, healing, the message behind it, and everything in between. And as always, I always say, be the seeker of knowledge, because knowledge is power, and true authenticity can never be replicated. I want to say thank you guys so much again for joining us for another episode of Authentic or
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. So I want to say thank you guys so much for joining us again. Stay authentic and stay true until next time. And Randy, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.